Welcome back to it. Wonderful to hang out with you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning. Listen, I'm loving our next guest because imagine packing up all of your belongings in a small, doorless, three-wheel vehicle and setting off on a journey of a lifetime from Kenya all the way to Cape Town. Not a straight line, a zigzag line. And this was the bright idea, of course, of 3 thrill seekers from Kenya, all to raise awareness and funds for wildlife rangers. Now, today we are joined by 2 of them. We have Ivor Horsey and also Jasper Horsey calling in all from here, all the way from Windhoek, if I believe, right? Are you guys all the way from...
Oh, no, I mean, we're from Nairobi.
From Nairobi?
From Kenya, yeah.
Anyway, listen, guys, it's wonderful to have you here. I am super keen to hear about this story. I want to ask, look, we all know documentary series like The Long Way Round, The Long Way Up, Charlie Boorman, Ewan Ruggiero, adventure bikes, you know, traveling through Africa and some crazy conditions. But then you guys come along and say, hey, let's do it in a tuk-tuk.
Yeah.
Right? How did this all happen? Because let's be honest, I know what a tuk-tuk looks like. I've been in a lot of them when I lived in Thailand. They're not made for off-road.
No, they're really not. They are 3 wheels of last mile transportation. They are designed to take you from the shops back to home, in a city, maybe taking your vegetables around. And so, yeah, that is actually why we chose them, because they're so ridiculous. They do not belong. Everyone's seen Long Way Down.
Yeah.
They've got horsepower for days. They're designed for the African bush. And we grew up in Kenya ourselves, and it was COVID times. We were slightly bored. We'd been locked inside for nearly 2 years.
So you want to get out.
And we wanted to get out, and we had been starting to film a little documentary in Kenya on the effects of COVID on rangers. Sure. We needed a way to bring exposure to the story. And yeah, we decided one day I must say, we'd had a couple drinks with a Zimbabwean lady. She couldn't say TikTok. She kept saying tuk-tuk. And we thought she was crazy at first. And then we were like, wow, man, that's a great idea. Why don't we just... Nice. So we walked into our local town and we bought 2. Weirdly, our town has a dealership.
Of tuk-tuks?
In them. Yeah, naturally, as you do.
Naturally, as they do, yeah. Look, this is crazy. It's an incredibly challenging adventure as well. Jasper, I want to ask you, I mean, speak to me about those challenges. I mean, African weather, terrain, the fact that you only have 3 wheels.
Yeah, and we've planned it terribly. We've managed to hit every rainy season in every country along the way down. And I mean, we've experienced flash floods. We're constantly stuck. Again, our wheels are about this big.
Yeah.
So we've been in alluvial floodplains where we've taken 8 hours to move 2 kilometers, running out of water. The rain has really, really dented our progress, but also sand. Imagine driving along these sandy off-road tracks, and then you've got a middle tire that's plowing through that trough in the middle of the road that all the 4x4s are pushing that sand into. Wow, and we're just constantly pushing. It's like more fitness than actual driving.
For sure. And I mean, these are little engines. I mean, did you have any mechanical issues during
the whole time?
Okay, I hit a sore point.
Yeah, we live under those things.
Yeah, we did it. If anyone wants to know a good tour of Namibia, which was our last country, I think we hit 9 or 10 repair stations in Namibia. I mean, it literally broke every single day.
And no one knows what this engine is, because in southern Africa they just disappear. As soon as you leave Malawi, you don't see any tuk-tuks.
Popular vehicle down here.
Yeah, we want to change that.
I think you guys should. But listen, you guys did it. You made it. It was an adventure. You did it for a good cause as well. Take me through some of, I think, those standout moments, because I'm sure there was a lot in terms of also what you guys learned, because lots of time on your own, in your own headspace as well. What has this trip meant for you guys personally?
Oh, it's been so eye-opening. Because everyone always thinks of traveling Africa, they all think of the amazing wildlife and all of that, but they also have this element of danger associated with Africa. They're like, oh, are you guys going to be all right? And on our trip, we've just met the most fantastic people everywhere we go. And maybe it's because we're not traveling in a Land Cruiser. We're traveling in a really rubbish little vehicle that's very cultural leather.
It's a conversation starter where you stop.
And so every single town that we came into, every area that we went to, we would bump into these people that just wanted to help or just wanted to speak.
There,
and
man.
Yeah, and Africa is the most beautiful place in the world. And we didn't whistle-stop tour it. We had as much time as we wanted because we had all given up on our jobs. We'd all quit that. We had enough savings to keep us going. And so, yeah, it's been eye-opening as to just how amazing the African people are and welcoming they are, and how beautiful Africa is in general. Like, the diversity of habitats that you go into. I mean, agreed, we shouldn't have taken the tuk-tuks into them. But yeah, it was amazing, yeah.
And the benefit of just having no doors, if you're ever in any of these communities, it's like full osmosis, because everyone's sticking their heads in, they're confused about what this vehicle is. And it's just, yeah, as I've said, such a cultural leveler. You're welcomed into every village, and you're in lots of them because you're moving so slowly.
Look, I think this is something that you're going to be carrying with you for the rest of your lives. You're going to remember this, which is fantastic. But it begs the question now, you can't just do this now and finish. What's next, Jasper? What are you guys planning? Because you've got the experience now. I mean, you can put it on a CV. I can travel through Africa.
Yeah, it was a good sort of baptism by fire.
Yeah.
But now we're in the process of putting them on containers, taking them over to Montevideo in Uruguay, and then driving down to Patagonia, to the real cold lands, and then up to Alaska.
I hope you're going to put some doors on this one.
Yeah, I mean,
Doors. Don't need
that kind of breaks the concept of the hardship. You want to throw yourself through the crucible.
And
That's incredible, guys.
And so, like, our whole mission, it's something that we haven't touched on, has been to raise money for Africa's wildlife ranges and anti-poaching units, because it's something that we feel very strongly about. We benefit so much from the bush, and everybody has the ability to benefit from the bush in Africa, especially in South Africa. You have amazing wild spaces everywhere. And so we want to continue on our next journey, as well as this one. We want to continue raising awareness and funds for Africa's anti-poaching units, because we want to be able to conserve those wild spaces for generations to come. It would be so sad for me if one day I did have kids and they couldn't do an experience like we've just done and see the things that we just did.
Oh, dude, and like you rightly said, Africa is one of the most beautiful continents out there, the most incredible wildlife. Guys, thank you very much for your efforts, for your work, for raising those awareness. And listen, well done for making a Mission Impossible possible. Just quickly, where can people find or follow you guys if they want to keep up with what you're doing?
So yeah, we're on Instagram as Tuk South, T-U-K South. I mean, we're very inventive. Yeah, it's actually written on my t-shirt.
Giant hole in it.
Yeah, sorry.
It's savaged by the bush.
Yeah.
For sure. Listen,
Sorry, none of our clothes really work.
Ivo, Jasper, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you coming to share your story. And we wish you all the best, man. Can't wait to see what you guys are up next to. That new trip sounds amazing, man. I hope there's space for me. Maybe I'll jump in there as well. Maybe.
Anytime.
You might be too tall.
Well, I'll make it work, guys.
Space in this thing.
And that's how you make a Mission Impossible absolutely possible.